Are you addicted to plant shopping? 80 to 90% of you said yes. I think we may have a problem. Hi, I'm Dr. Phei and welcome to our first session together. So, Miss Li Feng, why are you here and how can I help you? Goodness, she has plastic plants. I don't know why I'm here. My husband sent me here. He thinks I have an addiction. What's this addiction he thinks you have? Well, he thinks I'm addicted to plants. You know, plants are green. Green is good, and the world is dying. It needs more plants to save it. And, you know, addiction is only bad if it's something like, drugs or alcohol or gambling, right? Plants, I think we can all agree, is good. I don't know why he thinks it's such a problem. Could you think of why he thinks this might be a problem? Maybe because I want him to park his car outside the gate. You know, once it's inside, well, there's less room for my plants and gardens. Plant versus car. You don't even have to think about it. Plant, one is a planet-saving thing, and the other, the car, well, it's a planet-polluting machine, especially his, turbocharged STI Subaru, and it's in this tacky blue color. I mean, thank God he hasn't gotten that gold rim too. That would have been so ultimate abang. So of course my plan should take priority. He shouldn't even have to question it. Anything else that you can think of that makes him feel this could be a problem? Maybe because I spent our entire life savings on making a nice garden and buying plants. Well, you gotta admit, it's a great idea. I mean, in times of COVID, especially, I tend to think I'm pretty wise. I have created a tropical paradise at home. And you know, since we can't go out, this has been the most meaningful thing I've done. I've basically just directed 10 years worth of holiday budget into creating our dream garden. Well, okay, my dream garden. And it's great because, you know, no one can travel for the next 10 years. Yeah, it's the right thing to do. I mean, so many people have complimented me on my garden. Okay, so that's good. You have a really nice garden. Sorry, I gotta get that. It's my sister. Yeah, hi. Ursula, I'm in the middle of a session now. I'll call you back. Sorry about that. So yeah, we were saying you have this really nice garden and you have spent your entire life savings on making this garden and buying plants. Oh yes, but don't say spend. The correct word here is investing. So as you know, well, I don't know if you know, but plant prices have just been going up. He doesn't understand the economics of plant pricing. Look, up and up, and it's just gonna go way up throughout COVID, which we now know is gonna be there for the next 10 years. So, best investment ever. Giving you a tip here. No need to thank me for it. That looks spectacular. You have to understand something about gardening. It's not just for retirees anymore. It's for the young and hip and chic. The millennials now, they don't want real human babies. Plants are their new babies now. So yeah, I'm investing in the future. Gives great returns, better than your Facebook or even Tesla stocks. So you have invested your entire life savings on plants? Yes, in fact, I've done much more. I've learned the power of leveraging borrowing, and so I've even maximized my credit card limit. You know, putting all my eggs in that one basket that I know will give me the highest return. Are you able to pay this credit card bills in full? Yeah, no. I'm kind of stressed lately about that. I tell myself it's an investment, but the thing is, half of my plants end up dying, and well, okay, it's it's not a total waste though, because I'm learning something, right? It's like tuition fees, and it's like a rite of passage to keep plants for every serious gardener. Like that famous plant person, I think J.C. Arton says,
if you are not killing plants, you are really not stretching yourself as a gardener.
So yeah, I've been really stretching myself as a gardener.
Okay, so you're selling plants then?
Yeah, no. I mean, I can't really bring myself to sell and part with my plants. You don't sell your children, do you?
So all these talks about buying and investing in plants and selling them, not really happening yet?
Well, yes, it's true. I'm not really investing, I'm just spending. Yeah, it's bad. I don't know how to stop. It's gotten so bad, I've even cut down on our food budget at home. I have stopped buying our organic barrio rice from Sarawak that's grown in the high mountains where it's organic and hand harvested. Now we're just basically eating some B-grade crappy rice, and sometimes I even cook porridge instead, or we eat potatoes, and I tell my son that it's some well-massaged soft chicken. I guess I do have a problem.
Why are you buying so many plants?
It started out when I want to make a garden, so I started shopping for plants. The thing is, now I have my garden and I'm still shopping for plants. I think I get a real thrill from just plant hunting and shopping. And when I have it, I'm on the hunt for another plant. So it kind of just, goes on and on. I think I get a real thrill from hunting and shopping for plants. I don't know how to describe it to you, but it's so exciting to look for something, to hunt for it, and then to be the first to have my hands on it. It feels incredible. That feels incredible.
And how do you feel when you get your hands on it?
I feel like a great sense of accomplishment. Like I did it. I'm first. I win.
You win?
Yes, you gotta be fast with some plants. I mean, supplies are limited, and so the first person that get their hands on it wins. Especially if it's a rare plant that's difficult to find, and so it's like limited edition. It's like a sport, and so the first person that get their hands on it wins, and it's so special. And so when I have it, it makes me feel special.
Can you describe what triggers you to go plant shopping?
What triggers me to buy plants? Well, when I see it on people's Instagram account, so that's a real trigger. And when I am happy, I shop for plants. When I'm sad, I shop for plants. When I'm bored, I shop for plants. When I'm stressed out, like, with the thought of having to tidy up the storeroom or work on my PhD paper on the topic of the impact of COVID on mergers and acquisitions from a valuation perspective for the chemical industry, that kind of stresses me out. Or even when I have to think of the next content for my YouTube video and it's just to get too overwhelming, I get stressed out. And of course, I shop for plants. Okay, and this one is a funny one. When I'm gardening, supposedly something I love to do, but the fact is dealing with pests and infection and having to repot and get bitten by mosquitoes, and it's just so hot out there. It's really not as fun as it looks. So I get pretty stressed out gardening sometimes, and sometimes I run out and escape to the nurseries instead to bring home more plants. and problems that I have to deal with, because I have to deal with the mealybugs that comes along with it, have to repot the plant and figure out where to put them in the garden. Oh my God, I think this is a vicious cycle. I need help.
It seems to me like while you have a genuine appreciation and interest in plants, you are starting to form a really unhealthy habit with plant buying and collecting. And it's really great that just now you have identified a lot of these triggers, and by the sound of it, plant seems to make you feel good, and that's why you buy it whenever you're stressed or bored or happy or sad.
Yeah, it does sound like I have an addiction to just buying plants. I haven't even said anything like I buying because I loved how it looks, or that it's beautiful and it's beautiful texture and form. I'm starting to hear myself say that I'm buying for the good feeling that comes with buying and having plants. Like almost like it releases some kind of a happy chemical in me. Is it called endorphins? Plant is my new drug, isn't it?
Yeah, if you start to rely on plants for everything, it does sound like it is your drug. But Miss Li Feng, it's remarkable how quickly you have come to this realization on your own. It's very, very good.
And yeah, I haven't really said this, but it feels kind of good to have a plant or a collection that everyone is raving about. So it makes me feel like I belong to some atas elite plant tribe. You know, the upper echelon of the plant community. It's like belonging to an exclusive country club where, yeah, except there is no swimming pool, no golf course, no benefits, actually no nothing. And even the membership is purely imaginary. But yeah, it feels good to say, I have this, you don't, you other poor proliterate plant person that only has Dieffenbachia, cordylines, coleus, and pothos. Oh my God, have I become so bourgeois and shallow that I need the admiration of other plant lovers? And that 296, no, that's not even enough, 986 likes on my Instagram post.
I'm so glad to hear you say that. So remember, you are not defined by the number of Instagram followers that you have, and you are not defined by your plant possession. I'm good enough. I am good enough. I am not the sum of my plant collection or how many Instagram followers and likes that I have. But please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. I don't need others' admiration to validate my self-worth and esteem. But how can I stop the trigger, Doc, when I go through Instagram and I see their plants and I want to have the plants that they have? And what do you think would be a good way to stop the trigger?
If I unfollow all these people with nice plants? But that's kind of rude, isn't it? Plus, I do learn something from them, you know, something that's useful. And maybe what if I just spend less time on Instagram?
And what would be a commitment that you can make?
So say I'll stop, no IG, no Instagram after 10 p.m. every day, and then kind of just stick to a quick lunchtime check-in, and that's about it. So still use it, but in a more limited way. So maybe I don't see so many plants that way.
I remember just now you said you shop for plants whenever you feel stressed or sad or bored. Could you think of something else instead that you could do whenever you feel that way?
I don't know, some people smoke. Shall I take up smoking?
Oh, no. That would turn into another addiction.
Well, I still love plants, but maybe I could just spend more time to appreciate what I already have, be grateful for what I have, and to take care of them more instead of just accumulating more of them. So propagating is quite fun, you know, making plant babies. So maybe that could be one way I have more plants. So instead of buying, I just make more.
That's good. And can you think of also any other ways you could reduce plant shopping? Like maybe, do you currently know how much you spend on plants?
Tracking, yeah, I deliberately do not want to track. I do not want to know. I know it would be shocking, and I do not want to confront that. Why do you think I should start tracking?
Having this awareness would help. What else do you think you could do to reduce plant shopping?
Yeah, I've been a really impulsive buyer. I have bought plants I did not plan for, and in fact, plants that I don't really know what they are. Almost bought them because they were expensive and therefore must be really desirable and rare. So I think my purchases could have been more deliberate, more intentional, more planned out, not just being swayed left and right by Instagram or my own madness, you know. And maybe I could also delay my gratification, like wait it out for a week or two. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it would be very helpful to have this mindful, planned, deliberate purchases instead of these unplanned, impulsive buys. Because when you spend your money here, you're giving up perhaps for something that's more important, much, much more important. Maybe it helps to think of it this way. You have a job.
I'm a bit of a slow starter. I'm an intern with a chemical company while I'm doing my PhD on the side.
Now think of your job and how much you're paid and work out that hourly rate.
52 weeks, 3 weeks holiday. I work like a dog 16 hours a day. Oh my God, it comes out to about $5.20 per hour. Wow. Okay, if you want to buy me coffee, you can do so at the link at the description box below. Thank you. Yeah, not a lot. My hourly rate is miserable.
And now think about your last plant splurge. How much was it?
About $400.
That's 1 week of your life. You've basically traded a week of your life for a plant.
No, I want my life back. I want my time back. I don't want to be a slave for my plants.
Can you think of someone that can support you on this? Like someone whom that you can call whenever you feel like buying plants?
Well, my husband is definitely out because he's so judgmental. I have a good plant friend called Junie, but she's gonna be so sweet and useless. She's so nice and comforting, you know, so encouraging. She would say like, yeah, Irene, you should get the plant because you have such a huge space. Or yes, Irene, do this. It's so beautiful. You should have it. You deserve it. Yeah, she would be totally not helpful at all.
Oh yeah, that won't do at all. Can you think of anyone else?
I do have a really good friend called Phei. We met many years ago when I was a huge mess, crying over some boyfriend every day. And she really helped me to figure things out. She's a certified therapist today, in fact, doing some really cool stuff like helping people form new habits and drama therapy and facilitating freestyle dance workshops. In fact, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing here with you when I could have just called her for free, I think, maybe. Well, doctor, this has been a really helpful first and last session. Thank you very much.
Hey Phei, I'm so excited. I just found this interesting plant. It's the UPI.
You want to buy what?
The UPI. You don't know this plant? Wait, I send you a picture now. You see it?
You mean this leaf that's badly eaten by the caterpillars?
No, this is like a holy grail plant. About $500 2 years ago, and now for $2,000, you can't even find the supply.
Hey, Irene. Remember what it was that you want to change?
That I want to stop spending so much on plants.
And remember when you said they seem the most attractive?
They seem the most attractive when I don't have them.
And remember what happened if this addiction continues for another 3 years? What will happen?
That I'll go deeper and deeper into debt.
Yes, and you've been doing so well, Irene, working so hard to clear off your credit card bill. This will bring you back to square one again, Irene. And remember, we also did a calculation. If you don't spend that $2,000 on plants every month, you can actually save more than 70K within 3 years and actually use that money to put down payment for a new house.
So a leaf versus a new house. Thanks, Phei, for reminding me. You're the best.
No problem. Anytime, Irene. Goodbye, babe. Talk to you next time.
Okay, bye-bye, Phei. Thanks so much once again. Thank you very much for sticking with me right to the very end. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I'd just like to take a minute to kind of run down through some steps here if you or you know of someone who will find this helpful. So whenever you have like an addiction to something, be it plant buying or designer bags or alcohol or even drug abuse, I think to be conscious and to be aware of this will be very helpful. Number one is to kind of dig deeper to understand the root cause of it. Are we just buying plants, or are we buying the good feelings that comes with it, trying to fill up an empty hole or sadness or something? So I think if we are able to identify what it is, then it would help us to be more conscious about what we are actually doing. And number two would be to identify our trigger. So if you know and can identify what is triggering you to do all these actions, then you can redirect that to do something else. So to replace, we can't just take away whatever that we're addicted to. We will have to replace it with something else. So like a different activity that is healthy. And then number three, it would be always a good idea to have a supportive friend, someone who's non-judgmental, someone we can always call upon when we feel temptations creeping up. So this support person is very, very important to have. And then lastly, and this is an exercise that I learned from Phei, is to kind of picture yourself 2 or 3 years down the road. If you were to continue with this habit, what could happen? What will your life end up being? Where are you? So a lot of times this thought scares people often enough that they would change their habit. So I hope you found this helpful, and you are welcome to like and share and subscribe to my channel, and please do so. Thank you very much, and see you in my next video.